In the not-so-distant future, the sprawling cityscape shimmered under a twilight sky, its towering structures piercing through the clouds. Overhead, the rhythmic wop-wop WPP of spherical flying craft echoed as their powerful searchlights swept across the vast urban expanse. Morty clutched his head in pure terror as the monstrous aliens, weapons drawn, bellowed aggressively before him. Beside him, Beth screamed, eyes wide with horror, desperately throwing up a hand to shield herself from the sudden, chaotic threat. With a jarring crash, Rick, clad in a tactical mask, repelled dramatically through the shattered window. Below, Morty's eyes were wide with pure terror as he raised his hands, while Summer recoiled beside him, her face a mask of disgusted annoyance as she squeezed her eyes shut. As a furious barrage of pew-pew-pew erupted, two enraged aliens roared, tearing apart the environment around them with their relentless assault. Below, a masked Morty, clutching his rifle, desperately clung to cover, his face a grimace of fear and concentration as he braced for the brutal onslaught. The room erupted around them with a deafening boom and a barrage of pew-pew, shattering the furniture and sending debris flying. Morty, reeling from the sudden assault, hunched over, a pained gasp escaping his lips as the chaos engulfed him. Jerry's face was a mask of pure terror, his eyes wide and jaw agape as he threw up a hand, screaming, "Summer." His frantic call echoed his desperate fear for his daughter's safety. Just as Jerry's terror peaked, the furious alien swung its weapon with precise brutality, connecting with a sickening bosh that sent blood and spittle erupting from his face as he absorbed the devastating blow. Despite the fresh bruise darkening her eye, Beth's expression was a mask of grim resolve. Clutching a strange, lumpy device, her hardened gaze swept across the chaotic scene, seemingly ready to confront whatever fresh hell lay ahead. The angry purple bruise under Beth's eye was a fresh wound, yet her stern gaze hardened, showing only grim resolve. With her laser gun clutched firmly in hand, she squared her shoulders, ready to face down the ongoing chaos with unyielding determination. Beth, a fresh bruise visible under her eye, glared defiantly upwards, twin blasters raised. Above her, two hulking green aliens, one with a massive weapon, glowered down, ready to attack. The two imposing green aliens, blasters at the ready, stared ahead with intense, unyielding gazes. Their furrowed brows and taut stances betrayed a readiness for the impending confrontation. Beth, a fresh bruise visible under her eye, touched her jaw and tightened her grip on the twin blasters. Sweat beaded on her brow as she squeezed her eyes shut, steeling herself with grim resolve for what was coming next. The two green aliens above smirked confidently, one clutching blasters as they seemed to gloat over their surroundings. Below, Beth remained hidden, a bead of sweat tracing her temple as she tightly squeezed her eyes shut, desperate to avoid detection. Ignoring the fresh bruise under her eye, Beth let out a raw "aughh" as she desperately unleashed a furious "braka-braka" from her twin blasters, green energy blasts slamming into the shadowy figures. Her wide-eyed grimace conveyed both her pain and fierce determination to fight on. As a massive kaboom erupted behind them, Beth emerged from the smoke and flames, a determined smirk on her face as she cradled a wide-eyed, disoriented Morty. He clung to her, clearly startled by their explosive departure from the danger. Beth lay with a faint smirk, a fresh bruise visible beneath her eye, as she hummed softly, "HM," to her partner's gentle touch. With eyes closed in quiet contentment, he then asked, "And that one?" tracing another mark on her skin. Jerry, his eyes wide with a mix of curiosity and concern, looked up at Beth, asking, "How'd you get that scar?" Beth, in turn, cast a weary, almost resigned gaze down at him, her fresh bruise and band-aid silently speaking volumes about her latest adventures. Beth's eyes drifted upward, a weary "OH," escaping her lips, as if the explanation for her new bruise and bandaged arm wasn't worth the effort to articulate. Yet a subtle, almost defiant smirk lingered, hinting at a story Beth was either too tired or too satisfied to fully divulge. Beth lay in her bed, a faint scratch visible on her shoulder, as she wearily offered, "It's a long story." Her gaze, distant and heavy with unspoken chaos, conveyed a profound exhaustion that went far beyond the visible injury. Present day. Summer, her eyes wide and a little dazed, sat on the toilet, mindlessly cramming pizza into her mouth as she still clutched a smoking weapon. This chaotic scene, with a hot dog plate balanced on her stomach, was just another weary moment in her increasingly absurd daily routine. A jarring thwack echoed from the roof of the Smith residence, followed by Morty's familiar, pained OW. It hinted at another one of Rick's chaotic experiments, concluding with a mild mishap, as the tumultuous day itself drew to a close.